I'm Allie Craig, and I'm traveling across the country to fix the heartbeat of the modern economy, the entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are like no other business. It isn't just about selling a product or a service, it's about selling the experience, the relationship, and speaking to the social stories that hold the hearts and subconscious minds of our audiences. And it's these fledgling brands that must be designed as much for their audiences as it is for their authors if they're going to break the statistics and make bank. Having fixed countless brands over the last 20 years and worked with hundreds more entrepreneurs, founders, and startups, I know that I need to do something radical to get these brands and their founders back on track. Because in this age of social media where everyone is a critic as well as an instant expert, your business and audience can boom or backfire overnight. If I have any hope of saving these brands and transforming their businesses, I have to get these entrepreneurs to embrace the experience they are really selling and escape the mindset that all they are is just an offer. Hey everybody, this is Allie Craig and welcome to Fix My Brand, Allie Craig, where with season 2, we have brought you from brands needing rebrands all the way through the process, and more importantly to where they are today. We have traveled this amazing country backwards, forwards, and everywhere in between to show you what it really takes to actually rebrand your business and to stop that entrepreneurial statistic of making less than $55,000 a year and working more than 80 hours a week. Our amazing brands here on season 2 have broken the mold, and we are so excited to share with you exactly in a recap episode exactly where they all are and what they're all up to, and most importantly, what is the massive takeaway that you can learn for your business and your brand so that you can make the same transformation in your own business. So let's just catch up with the amazing Elisa Reherk and what exactly she's up to now.
So since the rebrand, a lot of really cool things have been happening. There have been a lot of people that have found the brand. The brand has a lot of credibility now, and people find my LinkedIn profile, go to the website. They can see that we are a legitimate company. And I've gotten speaking engagements, I've got training gigs, and we've gotten clients off of that alone. Because when you see a brand that looks real, it makes you feel like they're legitimate, but that they're not going to go away. There's a trust that's built there that, hey, this is a real company that's here to stay. So I think that that's been a huge help in getting a lot of clients. And I've got people that have said to me, we want you to speak just because we saw your videos on the website, or a lot of things like that, which have been really good. I've won business over larger, more established companies because we showcased really well with our branding, and our branding is fresh and bright and fun in an industry that's a little bit old school. And I think people love that about us. And one of the stories that's really cool is that a group of guys out of Brazil, a tech company out of Brazil, well established there, were looking to bid on a proposal here in the US. And it was their first US-based competitive bid, and they called us to see if we could help. And I was very clear with them up front that I didn't think they were going to win it. Our win per se was to get in the top 3, because it was a cold RFP for them. They had no relationships, and if you know anything about me and the company and what we talk about, which is you don't have much of a shot if you're bidding cold. So they were bidding cold. They hadn't built any relationships. They were new to the US. So I told them probably top 3. What was a really fun experience, they had never seen an RFP like that before, because in Brazil, the competitive bids are quite a bit different. So just being able to help them meander and work through that RFP and understand the US RFP types and processes and things that they're likely to see on any US RFPs was totally fun. And guess what? They won the bid.
I love seeing that Lisa is all about evolving her business and her brand, because guess what? Your brand has to evolve just like you do. Your brand is a relationship, is personality, and therefore you need your brand to evolve so that way the relationship and connection you have with your audience continues to evolve and grow. No one wants to be the one and done brand. Everyone wants to have their audience stay with them and grow with them, because that also means your business and bottom line grows as well. And it sounds like with what everything everything Lisa has to offer planned for 2019 as well as 2020 and beyond, she is going to be well on her way to keeping the RFP Success Company profitable and growing. Now, speaking of growing, the amazing Cassandra Shepard, seriously, hands down, most massive growth in the shortest period of time. If I could give her a cute little award, I would, because honestly, she did not really relaunch her brand until about August or September in 2018. And so yes, in less than 6 months, she went from not making enough money because it was her side hustle to making double the income she did as a vice president of an international company. Yeah, you heard me right. Less than 6 months, and she went from side hustle money to double the income money. So guess what? Time is not the reason why your brand is not profitable. Consistency and being able to continually commit to what your vision is. Cassandra did that. Recently, we met up with her and some of her amazing clients in New York City to do an entire photo video shoot up level for her brand, because she understands that she's growing and evolving at a faster rate. If she wants to continue, she has to keep growing. Check it out and see what we did in New York City. Would you have even guessed a year ago that you would be bringing in clients, having them fly into New York City to have this fully immersive experience for themselves so that they can learn about their businesses, but also for you to have another up-leveling of your own photography and video?
Right, no, I mean, a year ago, you guys saw the beginning episode.
Yes, we did. It'll be there for forever.
And I looked so stiff and uncomfortable, and it was just all new in that realm in terms of it being for me. But to think that, here we are wanting to really have my brand stay current. I have evolved and transformed so much in just these few months. To have, my website, my social media, the imagery, communicate the meaningful messages that are resonating with the clients that I serve. That was important. And we're such a visual society nowadays, and I'm not saying you can put lipstick on a pig and think everything is good, but we are such a visual society. I knew that the brand imagery that we took last year is no longer relevant for the woman that I am or for the business that I have right now. And it's so fun to have clients come and join me, and knowing that they too are on their brand journey.
What Cassandra really encouraged us to do is to step outside of our comfort zone and to push ourselves to think better, to think broader, to believe in ourselves in ways that we had not previously imagined. And I think working on the mind has been so much more powerful than even her making sure that she's kept us on a schedule.
Right. She really helped us to set our goals. What exactly did we want to accomplish, and by when, and how are we going to do this? So now we have a concrete path forward.
Now, just like Cassandra, Sylvia Becker-Hill, honestly, massive evolution and change, but in a totally different way. Whereas Cassandra Shepard came in wanting to grow her side hustle into a profitable business, Sylvia had the ability of 20 years, she had just sold her business. And so what was a girl to do? You would think that having the sky's the limit choices and options was the best approach to have, but honestly, it's the most challenging approach because it's very hard to discern what it is that you really want to create, build, and grow with this brand versus what everyone else in the world tells you you should. So let's see where Miss Sylvia Becker-Hill is.
We are in the process of opening the doors of the Becker-Hill Women's Empowerment School. We started our beta launch because our beta launch is for students in a small group going through together with me, and they are giving us feedback. So we are testing all this gorgeous platform we have created, the platform in itself, the branding in it, the technology, the platforms, the tricks and whistles, all that is already a $50,000 platform. Added my time I invested to create the 6 courses of our first success quarter, it's another $150,000. Adding all my experience and university degrees, etc., it's over $1 million we are pouring into this school, and we are launching right now with a beta run of just 12 students and to get ready for the big public launch globally, and that is so exciting. This is the biggest jump in my business regarding not just the brand, but regarding the products, regarding the paradigm from the in-person offline world to the online world. And it's the biggest jump regarding the reach, because now I can literally serve hundreds and hundreds of clients around the world in any given moment in time. That is huge.
I love hearing that Sylvia finally started. You know, Sylvia's original school launch was supposed to be in the fall of 2018. And then because of life challenges and personal challenges and everything in between, she didn't feel like she was ready to really give it her heart and her all. So she waited. And sometimes that's a smart decision, and sometimes it's our fear that comes in the way. Because the truth is, it's never going to be perfect. There's never going to be a perfect time. You're never going to have the perfect launch that everything falls into the right place. It just doesn't happen, people. But she's finally started with her beta test mode, and she's bringing her school, the Becker Hill Women's Empowerment School, out into the world, and honestly, truly being international. Because wherever Sylvia goes, so does her school, so does her training. And I'm so excited to see the growth and, more importantly, the transformation in the women that she's serving beginning to happen. Because that ripple effect will just grow and grow and grow. And I don't doubt that in 5 to 7 years, we are going to have those brick and mortar locations that Sylvia so wants. She wants it, it will be a reality. We can bet on that. Now, Talmar Anderson, love seeing the amazing Talmar Anderson really show up into this world. So let's see where Talmar is truly up to today.
Looking back to where I was a year ago, I think the most shocking piece for me is how I was really still hanging on to that corporate concept. I really felt like if I was going to talk business, I had to look the business part. And so while I always look professional, I have found through this process embracing me and the way I like to dress and the way I like to talk and communicate is 100% the right thing to do, because it makes it faster and easier for people to relate to who I am and what it would be like to work with me. What's happening with Boss Actions and me right now, I have partnered with 2 other entrepreneur professionals, and we are building an event that will be kind of a next level event for entrepreneurs. We're looking for our first one to launch in 2020. So it'll be, you know, so that you know what the next steps are. And they'll be, I think they're going to be 3-day events. So we're just trying to make it easier for people to find the answers and watch Boss Actions so that you know what's going to happen. World domination. No, okay. 1 year from now, where do I want to see the business be? 1 year from now, I would really like to be able to have, I would like to have 1,000 clients in my Boss Actions community, that virtual training that I have. I would really like to be helping that many people get there faster and easier. So 1 year from now, that's what I'm aiming for.
Yes, Talmar, preach it, girl, because embracing you is the way to your ultimate success. And yes, she actually was a smidge corporate, especially if you look at her before branding. Talmar had a corporate vibe that is so not Talmar. And though it sounds very simple, right? Just embrace you, embrace what you're all about. That's honestly sometimes the most challenging thing for us to do as entrepreneurs, because we have the shoulda, woulda, couldas, the who our husband thinks we should be, our partner thinks we should be, our parents think we should be, who we think we should be, the social stories in play, and everything else that subconsciously influences who we really are. But the clearer we get on us, the clearer everything else gets. That's one reason why I always say branding is such a deeply personal experience. Because if you are unclear or unsure of what you're really about, guess what? The rest doesn't come clear as well. Your brand's unclear, your messaging's unclear, your offer's unclear, and you don't end up having that impact, that power punch of what you're really trying to accomplish in the world, simply because you are unclear. So yes, yay, as long as you're clear with you, you can totally control this, because you're clear with you, your brand will be clear. But boo, if you're not clear about you, then your brand's not clear as well. Now, let's look at what Dr. Megan Todd is up to today, because she knows a thing or two about that being unclear thing. I love seeing how far your brand has come.
Yes.
Because we definitely got really clear along the way.
Oh, yes.
It was a struggle at some point.
Oh, it was.
Let's just be honest. You know, in the beginning, there was a struggle at hand about how I saw
Yes.
the structure was,
Yes.
and then how you did, and then we were trying to make a compromise, and it wasn't really working, and then all of a sudden, light
Breakthrough.
bulb.
Absolutely. And I think that was one of the beautiful parts of the process, right? It was uncomfortable. It was like, oh shit, what am I doing? What did I get myself into? And then it was like, okay, breathe. Come back to that trust of like looking at the vision, and really, you know, it's also about, you know, being very clear about that voice. Like either it's a yes or it's a no, but really being able to engage and listen to your expertise and then filter that, like, does that fit for this? And starting to hone that skill, I think, was an important part of evolving and growing as a business owner, not just, you know, somebody who provides a service, but as a business and as a brand.
As an experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Because the truth is from even the brand that we launched with
right.
last
Right.
year to what is live now,
Right.
it has evolved, but it's also
Absolutely.
been refined and clarified, and
Absolutely.
you know,
Right, because at the beginning I wanted to be able to serve such a broad spectrum. I was really committed to being able to serve different, like, economic price points as well, so as not to shut people out from the work, because I feel like it's very important. It's a vital tool, and by providing a process for people, it's essentially a tool to help them through bringing their work into the world. And so that for me was really distilling it down into 5 stages and being able to deliver that very clearly and to get it into people's hands, so that one, I could step away and take the space that I needed and really do the work that I loved in the way that I loved, but serve in a bigger way. And so that was a difficult process, absolutely, but it was also, it felt so necessary for my growth, for the maturation of the brand, and to really live my way into it. So it didn't happen on the timeline I wanted or you wanted it.
Nope.
No, it sure didn't. But I feel like now, sort of, you know, being able to like lean into it a little, it's like, yeah, this feels right.
I love Dr. Megan Todd. And when you see how far she's come from when we did our original photo and video shoot in Orlando to where she is today, her body language and everything has completely changed. But though I adore Dr. Megan Todd, and I love how crystal clear she has really gotten on the offer that she brings and how she best serves her audience when they live on the creative spectrum, the truth is that Dr. Megan Todd stops herself sometimes so much. She is the smartest woman I think I've ever met. But sometimes that smart stops her from just jumping off the cliff and going all in. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, and nothing ever is all going to be 100% in the place. That's why you have to understand that your brand is always an evolution. And that's why you can already see within less than a year from these brands launching, every single one of these brands has evolved in some way. The actual entrepreneur has physically evolved, their verbal has evolved, and their visuals have evolved, and it's going to continue to grow. It's never about your brand being one thing today and the polar opposite tomorrow. It's about you organically evolving and growing, just as you do as a human being. Having that organically make sense, so should your brand. And if you want to talk about evolutionary change, like no tomorrow and saying yes to things even though scared, let's check out Miss Gina Bell.
So I just launched my first magazine, and Mrs., which is Moon Root Spirit, has kind of been brought out into the light through this beautiful print. So first issue is out right now. And next week, I'll be in Palm Springs at the Altitude Summit doing amazing things and meeting amazing people and sharing Moonroot Spirit with all of them. And then so many other things are coming. They are coming. So stay tuned.
Gina Bell, like, how can you not smile when you see Gina Bell and Moonroot Spirit? It just is so exciting. She's so vivacious, and I actually think she's more vivacious now than she even was a year ago, and that is saying an awful lot. But what I love about Gina is that she continues to say yes. Because as you well know, she told me no the first go around when it comes to being on the show. And it wasn't until the second invite that she actually told me yes. So nowadays, I think she learned her lesson because she says yes to everything that's on point for her and her Moonroot Spirit life. So yes to collaborating with a skate company, yes to writing a magazine, yes to launching her book, yes to playing big in this world. That is what we all have to do. We have to just be fearlessly saying yes. You know, as I like to say it, as long as it's not illegal or immoral, let's try it and we'll see what happens. And you never know where those yeses will lead you to. Yeses for Gina led her to an amazing new brand, an amazing new influence with people she has only dreamed of being, and more importantly, getting her message out into the world. That's the biggest thing about season 2, and what I love seeing about every single brand that we worked with in season 2 is that every single woman said yes. Every single woman stepped up. Every single woman played all in as much as they could in that moment. And I continue to challenge them, trust me, they know it, to keep playing all in, playing to that next level, playing bigger and going for it. Because every single one of these women have amazing ways to change the world and more importantly, change the relationships and the lives around them. And I am so excited and so honored to have helped them go this far. And I can't wait to see where they're going. Wait till you see when we bring them back on season 3, where they're at now at a 2-year mark. It's gonna blow your mind. Now, next week, we have an Ask Allie episode. So every single question, all the real truth behind the scenes, the unedited, and all that jazz about branding, photo shoot production, impression management, styling, and all the rest of it is all being revealed to you. So ask your questions, head on over to fixmybrandalliecraig.com, submit your question, and we'll be answering them live. We'll see you then.